If you've had a P shot and it didn't work, or you're kind of thinking about getting one, but you've heard somewhat mixed results with it, stay right here. Because what I'm about to tell you is the single biggest reason why the P shots fail. And it has nothing to do with the PRP itself, actually. It has to do with one specific number most clinics will never mention to you. And once you know about it, you will never book a treatment without asking about it first. Plus, I've got something free for you at the end of the video that most clinics will charge hundreds of dollars for. My name's Tom Polisi. I'm with Las Vegas Aesthetics. I specialize in men's performance and sexual wellness. I have personally performed thousands of PRP procedures, including P shots specifically, and I've been working with and witnessing firsthand the regenerative benefit of platelets since the late 90s doing cardiothoracic surgery in New York. But men fly in from all over the country, actually all over the world, and a huge percentage of them have the same story. I tried it somewhere else, I tried it here or over there, and it didn't do anything. And almost every time the reason is the same. It's not that the PRP doesn't work, it's that they didn't get enough of it. And PRP stands for platelet-rich plasma, and everybody focuses on the platelet word and the plasma word, but the rich word is the most important part of it. When you get a P shot, the clinic draws your blood, they spin it down, they isolate the platelets and inject the concentrated plasma. But here's what most clinics don't tell you. The amount of blood that they draw determines how many platelets they can extract, and that difference is massive. Most clinics, I'll tell you, they're going to draw 10 or 20 or 30 cc's. It's fast, it's cheaper for the facility. Our protocol starts at 120. Why does that matter? Simple, because our goal is not just to say we're using PRP. Again, PRP stands for platelet-rich plasma, and rich does not simply mean that the platelets are present. It means the concentration matters, and it will produce a small amount of plasma. And I like to think of this like train cars. Inside each of these train cars, there's people. But for this example, let's call those people platelets, platelet people, okay? Now, a typical clinic draws enough blood to fill one or two of these train cars, and then they compress it down into one car, and that is your P shot. What we do differently is we draw enough blood to fill 12 train cars, and then we compress all of that down into one, and it's in, but it's 12 times the concentration. It's just packed with platelets. Does that make sense? And it's not a subtle difference. It's actually the difference between a treatment that changes your life and one that empties your wallet. It's a big deal. Here's a real example. We had a patient, mid-50s, healthy guy, active. He had 2 P shots in another state. He saw us online, and this was over a year. 0 improvement. He didn't know how much blood they drew. It's a typical story. We did our 120 cc protocol. 6 weeks later, the guy calls, and he goes, "It's like I went back 10 years." Another patient comes in convinced the P shots are a complete scam. And I showed him the concentration difference on paper. We wrote it out, and he said, "No one has ever explained it this way before. No wonder why they didn't tell me about the blood draw." He later becomes one of our biggest referral sources, and there are countless of these types of examples. The results, it depends on vascular health and overall condition, of course, but in 12 years of doing this, and thousands of procedures, the biggest single indicator of whether a P shot is going to work is the platelet concentration, and that starts with blood volume. So whether you book with us or not, before you get a P shot anywhere, you need to ask 3 questions. 1, how many cc's of blood are you drawing? If it's under 30, 40, even 50, you're not getting the high enough concentration. It's the gold standard treatment, period. Number 2, what isolation method do you use? There's a difference between a basic spin and a proper double spin isolation protocol. If they can't explain it, that tells you everything. Number 3, do they use gel tubes, the separator tubes, or is it a manual separation? Gel tubes, they're faster, they're less expensive for the location, but in my opinion, they trap a big percentage of the platelets in the gel. I just don't like them. Manual separation, it takes more time, more expense, more skill, but at least you get what you're paying for. So if a clinic can answer all these questions confidently, by all means, go with them. They're good. But if they get kind of vague and they stumble around, you now know more than most of their patients do. And I'll go even one further. You probably know more than the providers do. There's 3 mistakes I see men making after learning about all this. Mistake number 1, they shop on price. The problem here is a $500 pee shot drawn from 15 cc's of blood is not a good deal. It's the most expensive thing you will buy because it won't work, and you're going to wind up going somewhere else and paying twice or 3 times the price over again. Mistake number 2, you wait. Don't wait with this. Tissue responds better when you treat it early. The men who will get the best outcomes act while things are still kind of not going great, not after everything goes to the complete basement, okay? Mistake number 3, DIY stuff. PRP kits from your doctor's office who never does it, that's not good. Gas station supplements, Reddit protocols when your neighbor's friend's cousin says, do this or do that. Like, come on, don't do that stuff. Your vascular system isn't something you experiment on in the bathroom. It's precision medicine. So if any of this sounds familiar, if you've tried PRP and it didn't deliver, or you've been thinking about it, but you don't really know what to look for, which is super common, I'd like to talk to you personally. It's not a sales call. It's a clinical conversation. You book the consultation here at Las Vegas Aesthetics. We'll walk you through this whole 120 cc protocol, the isolation method, the full picture, and it's personalized to your situation. There's no cost, there's no obligation, but if you move forward with the first treatment, we'll include a medical grade vacuum device, which is part of the pre-performance protocol. It's at no extra charge, it's yours to keep. We put the link in the description, but we take a limited number of these consultations each week because it takes time, but they're real conversations with the clinical team. If the spaces are full, just join the wait list and we'll get to you. Even if you're not ready, that's cool, but now you know the number, the 120 cc number, and what to look for. And you know the 3 questions to ask before you let any clinic near you, and it puts you ahead of 99% of the men walking into these places blind. If this was useful to you, please hit subscribe. I'm building this channel to give men the information, the industry, and the device reps especially. They don't want you to know any part of this, okay? But if you missed my first video on the pre-performance protocol, it's a 10-minute warm-up that primes the tissue before intimacy. I'll link it here. And there was another video on venous leak. It explains why performance fades a few minutes in or 10 minutes in, right in the middle where you don't want it to happen. But it explains how to fix it mechanically. Both pair perfectly with today's video. My name is Tom Polisi. I'm with Las Vegas Aesthetics. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.